This is the second of a couple of videos that I am doing to show you how I do my bullet journal. I've only been using this format for about 6 weeks, but because I've done bullet journaling in the past, this is set up really quickly because I knew the system. It's just the binding system that's new and me returning to bullet journaling, so there's quite a bit in here already, and I thought I'd show you what I've got so far. You can see it's on a disc binding system. This is very similar to the ARC system from Staples and various other systems that you can find online. However, I bought these from Etsy, various sellers on Etsy and on Amazon and on eBay, where you can get different discs. You can get metallic ones or plastic ones. That's my hole punch. You can get really super duper punches that punch lots more pages than this, but this was cheaper. This was less than £30, and I use 120 gram paper because then you don't damage it putting it into the rings, and that punch will take 3 sheets of the 120 gram paper at a time. So the artwork is not mine. The artwork comes from a Scrawlrbox. Scrawlrbox is an art subscription company here in the UK, and I get one of these every month, and every month you get a piece of artwork done by someone, and it's using the materials that they've sent you that month. So this is the one from, let me see, oh, it doesn't say what month it was. Oh, it does, there you go, June. This is from June this year, and the artist is Tessa Harris, and this arrived the day I was setting my bullet journal up, so I was like, it's perfect, I love it. My bullet journal is set up in 3 sections, and each section has one of these laminated covers. And if you want to know how I managed to do the punching through laminate with just this, then I didn't. I use this as well, a single hole punch, and I've done a separate video where I show you how I did my key bookmark page, and you can check that video out. So 3 sections, each separated by a laminated page, one there and another one there. The front section is all the pages you would want to keep long term in a bullet journal. So they're not the ongoing log or any trackers which are just short term trackers. These are all the pages that you want to keep long term, and I'll go into detail in a minute. The second section is my book of shadows. So this is where all my witchy stuff goes, but this is current pages only, so I'm going to set up a second book of shadows disc bound system where I will transfer pages, because I can foresee this getting very thick very quickly, this section. So I want a space where this is just the current pages, or the ones I want to refer to often, and anything else I can transfer out into another book, but I will set that up at a future time. And then the final section is ongoing current log, and that's all the regular dose stuff, and that's where this needs to go in a minute. And you can see I've done a little bit of doodling on each of the cover pages. I do not do pretty bullet journaling as far as my ongoing stuff is concerned. My ongoing log is just get it down on the paper, and it can be messy as whatever. But I do try and make some of the pages look nice. So these cover pages for each section have a bit of doodling on them. So we're going to go back to the main section and we'll do a quick run through. So first was a why page. Why was I returning? And that sticky label's coming up. Why was I returning to bullet journaling? And that is all here. Then I've got an index of these masterly lists, and I believe I need to update this because I believe I've added some more since I made the index sheet. The first one is a grid spacing cheat sheet. If you're new to bullet journaling or you're returning after a while, set one of these up for the size of your journal. There are ones you can buy that come as sort of bookmark things, but they are different numbers of dots on their pages than mine. So set one up according to your page. And it means if I come in and I know I want to do 4 rows rather, because this is for the rows, I know I can get 4 at 10, but if I want to leave a line in between each, then I know I need to make them 9 high, because then I've got space to do a line between each. The same with the columns, I can work out on there. I've left a space to continue the index of master lists if I need to. Birthdays are on there. This is I want to learn. Let me turn it around. And it's only got one thing, because I haven't finished it. To doodle, line draw, botanicals, figures, landscapes, dogs, cats, and it gives me plenty of room to put some other things as I come across them. Places to learn, all of Effie's awesomeness. Effie Wild, if you don't know, is a art journal teacher on the witchy side of things, and she is amazing, and I'm in 2 of her groups this year. And loving them. I've also done some of Tamara Laporte's stuff in the past. That's willowing.org. Andrea Gommel's stuff I love. Iris's stuff. Marika's stuff. Emid's stuff. I love all of those. Catch them on YouTube or on their websites, on Instagram, TikTok. Effie's on TikTok now. And then some other places I might want to do learning, so YouTube obviously, Instagram, Craftsy, because I do have a Craftsy account until October, so I could do some learning on there. Skillshare, Great Courses Plus, Wondrium, Curiosity Stream, Udemy, all of those are places that you can learn. So, all the places to learn. I have a list of page ideas, so this is, you know, things I might like to do in here, and you can find lists of these all over the internet, Pinterest, whatever. I should have added Pinterest to that page, because although you don't do the learning on Pinterest, you can do the searching for the learning, so I may add that on there. I had a 50 before 50 list. 50 things to achieve before my 50th birthday. But then the pandemic got in the way the year before my 50th birthday. So we have changed it to a 51 before 51. Everything marked with this colour is finished. There's a couple that need changing because they are not going to happen in time now because of ongoing issues related to what we've all been through the past couple of years. The rest of them I think are still possible, so I need to get on it, and because I've only got 7 months left to complete all these, so I need to get on that. This is my weight tracker, so let me do that. Weight tracker on this page, you can see they're all little scales, and yes, you can see here I didn't use my page spacer thing properly because this column is narrower than all the other columns. That's my mistake, and yeah, you've probably seen that now anyway. That's for my measurements, so we're going to flip that over. There's a whole weight loss section here, why I want to lose the weight, fitness log there, you can see it's got a colour code, and actually we'll come to this index. You can see, for instance, 5,000 steps. 5,000 steps. I've numbered my highlighter pens, so I know to reach for pen 20 if I'm doing that. Currently, in July 2021, loving, thinking, listening to, hating, reading, planning, wishing, watching, making, wearing, eating, drinking, looking forward to, learning, questioning, embracing, pinning, what am I doing on Pinterest, and just a spare one for anything extra. And I've left the space at the top so I can do each month that I do this in a different colour, and then I can use that for the colour index at the top. 51 books before 51, which you can see was originally 50 before 50. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 that need finishing, that have been started, and then there's one space left. So all of this has been done. I just need to choose one more book and finish those books as well, one of which is sitting just over there, so I can get on with that. And then I can start filling this in, which is my ongoing book log when this is finished. When I think of all the books still left for me to read, I am certain of further happiness. Another weight loss related one, non-food rewards. Then I have a summer bucket list, an autumn bucket list, a winter bucket list, and a spring bucket list. On the bottom of my summer bucket list, I asked my husband and my adult son, what should I put on my summer bucket list? And one of them, I don't know who it was, I don't remember, said, get a bucket and put a list in it. So it is there, get a bucket and put a list in it. But you can see some of the ideas there and the space to continue. I haven't done as many in these because I've got a while to think about those. This is my art supplies wish list with my dandelion wishes. It's also got some essential oil things on there as well, because they all get stored in this room with my art supplies. Restaurants to try is there, and the ones that we're absolutely certain we want to try sooner than the others, I've got a star next to them. And then I'm going to do a date nights page there, and then that's it for this section for now. Then we're on to the witchy stuff. My bullet journal, Book of Shadows. So more doodling. List of page ideas. I don't need to do that index page again because I'm keeping one for all of them. So some tarot stuff. The decks that I have, and that's their symbols for tarot. This is sigil creation, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ways of making a sigil, 2 of which use this grid, 1 of which uses the circle, and you will notice that this circle is different to this circle, which was supposed to be the same, and that's because when I was dividing it up into the sections I didn't count properly. Is this becoming a familiar theme? I didn't count on the making that weight log page. I didn't count properly here. Maybe I need to go back to school. But in here are some pieces of, I think it's deli paper rather than tissue paper, and I can just place this over here. And if, for instance, my sigil came out as needing to be F, L, C, H, I would go F to L to C to H. And I would have that on here, and then I could work on the making it look a little bit smoother and neater and so on. So those are in there for when I need them. That's a blank page. I may use it to record some sigils that I want to return to and refer back to. I don't know, so I thought I'd leave a page there. This next section isn't finished, but I have at least started it. So I did a section on the elements, and this is the cover page for that, and it is a kind of a copy from some that I found online, but I've hand drawn them myself. Air, water, fire and earth. So this is my elements pages. So each element has a double page spread, and what I'm doing is I'm filling in my thoughts and feelings first before I go and do the research to add in the extra things, because what I'm learning is that actually the connections that matter to me are more important than what a book says. So I did this bit first, then I went and did the research. Haven't done that one. Need to go back and do that. same for water. Oh, one thing I didn't show you, actually, let me go back and do that. At the bottom here of each section, not just this air or that air, but all air that is air. But this is from the Godly Play version of the creation story. We do not just this water or that water, but all water that is water, and not just this light or that light, and so on. So I applied it here, and it's on each of the elements. Not just this water or that water, but all water that is water. You see I've started to fill that one in, but I haven't even done very much on these at all. Not just this fire or that fire, but all fire that is fire. And I need to fill this in. And the same for earth. I haven't done anything. Not just this earth or that earth, but all earth that is earth. And that's ready to be filled in. Then I have a page called Connect with Your Deck, and it's run by Elizabeth Roebuck Jones. She's on Instagram and Facebook, and she has a website, and she does a Connect with Your Deck monthly challenge, which I decided to participate in this month. So each day has a prompt for your daily card, then you pull your card, and I'm recording them in there, and they're participating on Instagram. This is my July vision board. Then I've got some moon phases, and other than this cover page and setting up the pages, I haven't done anything in here, but it's set up ready to go. So we have each of the moon phases with just a basic what it's for, and then I've done a page. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, each of the sections, and then the moon names. Now the reason these three aren't filled in is because I was trying to write these in the right colour pen for a colour that is appropriate for that month. And I got to July, August and September, and I hadn't got any pens at my desk that would be the right colour, so I need to come back and fill those in. This is my essential oils shelf, which you can see has a few, but it doesn't have much space left for more, so I am going to do another essential oils page there. That'll have essential oil blends, and I will probably continue that on the second page. And then I have some pages blank, but you can see that's all I've got left in there, so I will start adding some more pages or pulling some of those out into my other place. What I also have in here is some watercolour paper, because I do like it when I see pretty pages in people's bullet journals, and I thought, well, if I did want to do some pretty pages and I did want to, you know, use wet media to make them pretty, then I could have some of those, because I had an A5 pad of watercolour paper, which actually came from Scrawlrbox. Not sponsored, but Scrawlrbox, if you did want to, I'd be more than willing. So that's all in here, ready to use. And we're on to, sorry about that, camera battery died. So now we are at the final section, which is my ongoing current log, and this is where some people would set up weekly pages, you know, the lovely beautiful weekly spreads. Some people do the barn door spreads, all sorts of amazing things you see. But actually for this section, what I find works for me is just doing an ongoing, very traditional bullet journal. So I'm just going to move my bookmark so we can cover my mood tracking. But that's my mood tracker, and I set this up before I renumbered the pens, so I've kept the same colour for all of the different categories of mood tracking, but I haven't got the same numbers as they were. I've changed the numbers on each of the colours. I'm thinking there's one missing. I'm thinking I either need to add it in, or I need to remember to put that in when I make the next one, and that's nervous. Nervous doesn't appear on here, and actually there's not enough positive ones. There's those 4 at the top, and then all of these are negative. So I think I want to create more of a balance, and what I may do is completely take this out and start the mood tracker again. The other thing you'll notice is this. So each of the things that has daily tracking, so that fitness tracker I showed you earlier, and the Tarot Connect with Your Deck challenge, which is a daily tracker, I've put this green washi tape on the side. But there we go, we're going to turn that over. So this is where my traditional tracker begins, and each month I'm going to put on the first day of the month, I'm going to edge the page with a different type of washi tape. Now I started this on the 22nd of June, so I edged it. The next sheet of paper is where the 1st of July starts, so that one is edged, but obviously you won't then get another edged page until we get to August. And you can see I just set it out. I do tasks. Are there any in progress? Yeah, that one was an in progress, look. So that's got 2 things on it. That's got in progress because it started to be coloured in, but then it's got the arrow for migrated, so I was like, I didn't actually finish it. I started it but I didn't finish it, so I migrated it to the next day. The colour highlighting you can see here. The blue in here is for work. The sort of pinky purpley colour is health and fitness. The pinky colour is planning. There's no brown on this page. Chores are brown. That one I haven't used again. That's interesting, but we'll see. Can't remember what it was. So yeah. So that's how it works, and I will work. Let me get to today actually. Here we go. Right. Today is Saturday. I have already started Sunday, so I will set up everything I know maybe the day before, sometimes a couple of days ahead, and then I will leave, depending on how busy I expect that day to be and how many extra things I expect to add. I will leave 2 or 3 lines, and then I will start setting up the following day, and sometimes I'll get 2 or 3 days ahead with that, not just the 1 day ahead. But that's that. So that's where this thing comes in. It gets clipped in, and this, if you want to know how I managed to make this, because it's a laminated piece and you cannot punch through the laminate with this punch, as I said earlier. So if you want to know how to do that, check out my other video. That's got everything I need. I've not been very good about using some of these. I've put them as tasks when they actually should have some of these, so I want to get better at using those. But yeah, and there's plenty of paper in there for those, so I may actually move some of those pages into the Richie section. And then we have the back cover, and because this is disc bound, we can turn it round, and we can turn it round. I'm trying to find where the cover is. There we go. And we can turn it round, and it's got that pretty paper on the back. So that is my disc bound bullet journal. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments, and I will see if I can answer them. But I am by no means a bullet journaling expert or a disc binding expert. You will find those people elsewhere on YouTube and the rest of the internet.